What about sunrise? What about rain? What about all the things that you said we were to gain? What about killing fields? Is there a time? What about all the things that you said were yours and mine? Did you ever stop to notice all the blood we shed before? Did you ever stop to notice the crying earth, the weeping shore? What have we done to the earth? Look what we've done. What about all the peace that you pledged your holy son? What about flowering fields? Is there a time? What about all the dreams that you said were yours and mine? Did you ever stop to notice all the children dead from war? Did you ever stop to notice the crying earth, the weeping shore? I used to dream, I used to glance beyond the stars. Now I don't know where we are, but I know we've drifted far. Can we set him free?
Without a warning, without a sound, we woke up one morning to a world turned upside down. Everything changed in the blink of an eye, dealing with the unknown and trying to survive. We were locked down in our homes, surrounded by bad news every day, watching our lives as we knew it quickly fade away. And we is all over in our new reality, where we gather together, will we still stay apart 6 feet? Will the music be playing like it did before? When this is all over, I'll treasure each day even more. We've been through quite a battle, like none we've ever seen. We kept hoping we'd wake up to find out it was all a bad dream. But that day's never come. It'll be a while yet, with more obstacles to overcome and challenges to be met. We were locked down in our homes, surrounded by bad news every day, watching our lives as we knew it quickly fade away. And when this is all over in our new reality, when we gather together, will we still stay apart 6 feet? Will the music be playing like it did before? When this is all over, I'll treasure each day even more. We were locked down in our homes, surrounded by bad news every day, watching our lives as we knew it quickly fade away. And when this is all over in our new reality, when we gather together, will we still stay apart 6 feet? Will the music be playing like it did before? When this is all over, I'll treasure each day even more. And when this is all over, I'll treasure each day even more.
No more doubt or confusion. I release pain of illusion. Yes, there's only one solution. Yeah, yeah. What I found is oh so simple. Deeper love in a temple, and I found it in the stillness of my soul. 'Cause all there is God.
is God.
All there is God.
All there is God.
All there
All there is God. God is all there is. Now I'm resting in the knowing that my good is overflowing, and my faith is ever growing. Yeah, yeah. Take me back to the beginning. Feel my spirit moving in me. Make me stronger, make me willing. Yeah.
All there is God.
This is God, yeah.
All there is God.
Oh, God. Everywhere you turn.
All there
All there is God. Love.
all there is God.
Love. Peace.
All there is peace.
Past all understanding. Truth.
All there is truth.
God.
All there is God.
All there is God.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here.
Hello and welcome to the People of Diversity Sunday service. We are a multi-faith community and we believe that there are many paths to one divinity. If you would like to learn more about our multi-faith endeavor or support the pod financially, please go to www.peopleofdiversity.org. Hang out a little bit after the talk. We'll have some more announcements and some messages, and we'll see you on the other side. Scott.
Our topic is courage. Last week we had a great talk from Muslim Naran Sykes. She talked about some courageous Muslim women. It was really, really inspiring, very good. And her musical guest was Rob Thorworth, who said he wasn't going to be able to sing that well, and sounded amazing as
Amazing.
always. So today we have Dr. Reverend Leslie Rust with a Christian perspective on courage, and his musical guest is the singing violinist Daniel Capel. Next week we have our Wiccan Oracle and Victor Morgado.
Ooh, that'll be fun too.
Yeah. So without further ado, let's dive right in.
Good day, people of diversity. This is Daniel Capel, the singing violinist, coming to you from Lynchburg, Virginia. Hope you are having a great day, and if you're not, it's just about to get better. This is a little message for you about courage. If you want it, you can have it. All you got to do is just to reach right out and grab it. If you want it, yeah, you can have it. All you gotta do is just to reach right out and grab it. Step on up, step into your power. Step on up, step into your power, child. Step on up, step into your power. Step on up, step into your power, child. Now listen to me, yeah. All that you need, you already own. It was given right to you on the day that you were born. Anything that your heart can dream, you can make it a reality. Step on up, step into your power. Step on up, step into your power, child. Step on up, step into your power. Step on up, step into your power, child. Now listen, here we go. Yeah. Don't be afraid, don't be afraid to fall. It's the getting back up that's gonna make you strong. God only made one like you, so come on baby, just do what you were born to do. Yeah, step on up, step into your power. Step on up, step into your power, child. Step on up, step into your power. Step on up, step into your power, child. Step into your power. Step on up, step into your power, child. Step on up, step into your power. Step on up, step into your power, child. Step on up, step on up, oh, step on up, yeah. That's right, now you get it. Step right on up. Woo! Good day, people of diversity. Daniel Capel again, from Lynchburg, Virginia. This second song is my interpretation, musically, of some words that you probably will all know, the prayer for serenity. Here's how it goes. And if you care to, you can join in with me as I sing. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. Courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Yes, the wisdom to know the difference. The wisdom to know the difference.
Hello again, Leslie Rust coming to you on the People of Diversity, coming to share some thoughts about a Christian perspective on courage. It's good to be with you again. I'm in a new setting, new surroundings, but glad to be back. So I have to admit that as soon as I saw the topic, the word just popped into my mind, fully formed, acted out. Courage. What have they got I ain't got? Courage. The cowardly lion from the Wizard of Oz. I just couldn't help it. It was there. It was there immediately. And I had to think for a moment, why is that the case? And I thought to myself, well, The Wizard of Oz is a very interesting story, and I encountered it at a very early age, and it had some impact on me in terms of what I knew and how I understood courage to be. I can remember watching it as a little boy, and let me just tell you, by the time the Wicked Witch sends out the flying monkeys, I'm ready to be out of here. Scared me absolutely to death. Can remember not wanting to go to sleep. Can remember being scared. Can remember this is awful. This is awful. Perhaps some of y'all have that same memory, that same thought popped into your mind. And so I have to kind of confess to thinking about that a good bit and thinking about, why is this story important? Why was this part of what came to me? And then it struck me somewhat that this story is a quest story. It is not the heroic quest of the heroes of ancient mythology. It was a heroine's quest set in a much, much later time, closer to being contemporaneous with us. And Dorothy finds herself in this strange place, this strange land where she must go on a quest. If she is going to return home, she is going to have to meet certain challenges along the way. And so she and her little dog too, she and Toto, have to set out to find first the wizard and then to satisfy the wizard's request and encounter all of these things before she will be able to go home. Those companions she meets along the way have a great deal of effect on the story and a great deal of effect on us. And I'm going to return to that probably a bit later. But one of the things that's absolutely essential for this quest to be completed is this notion that Dorothy and her friends, all of them, not just the lion, all of them are going to need courage if they are to succeed in this journey. Without that, it's not going to happen. A lot of times when we approach things, we look at the opposite to get some sense of what it is we're talking about and how this works. So I want to spend a few minutes actually talking about fear. Not just the fear of me as a child watching flying monkeys and but the fears that we deal with and that we face on a regular basis. There is a great deal of fear in the world. In a lot of ways, the world runs on fear, or at least it drives us by fear. Everyone is familiar with the notion that we encounter things and we either have a fight or flight response. Some people would look at that and say, well, this is courage, this is fear. You know, fighting is courage, flight is fear. I will introduce one more into that, which is I think there's also a response to those kinds of things. Sometimes it's just simply to freeze, to just be paralyzed. Don't take a step forward, don't take a step back, just stand there until something happens. The world uses fear in a variety of ways with us. Some of these things are deeply rooted in who we are. We have a fear of a great many things that are externals to us. And most of these we have absolutely no control over. We are entering into hurricane season right now. Hurricanes are powerful storms, wind, waves, water. They bring destruction in their wake. I know there are a lot of people in especially western North Carolina, upper East Tennessee, after Helene struck last fall, they don't react to a heavy rain the way that they did. They have experienced what it is to know that kind of fear. It's been imprinted upon them. They react from that. It's a natural, understandable response. I've told my kids for years, I said it was always good. I was glad I lived in East Tennessee where I don't worry too much about hurricanes, earthquakes, tsunamis, all of those kinds of things. But the reality is those things do occur, and they cause us fear because we realize that there are things in this world that are too big for us to control. And that scares us. That scares us. That's, I think, a normal, natural tendency that we have. So there are some things we all fear. I think just by virtue of being human and realizing, the limits of our control. There are other fears that we have that become internal fears. And some of these, we're not sure exactly where they come from. We have phobias. We have certain things that we get afraid of that other people perhaps don't. Other people would not even seem to think you're even being reasonable. There's no reason to fear that whatsoever. And yet, we have those things. I've got friends they're afraid of heights. They just do not want to be in an exposed place up high. They're worried about falling, something. It affects them in such a way that it affects their behavior and what they can do and experience. There are all kinds of fears. There are fears of public places and fears of crowds and fears of darkness. All of us probably have some kind of phobia about something that we have had a negative or traumatic experience with. And so there is part of us that fears these things. Now, there are also things that go with that come about not from something natural, but from something human and social. And this plays on us, and people play that on us. We have something these days called FOMO, the FOMO, fear of missing out. Advertisers use this against us. Oh, you don't want to miss out on this latest car. You don't want to miss out on this particular cruise. You don't want to miss out on fill in the blank. They use that on us, and it's an internal fear that we develop. It's not necessarily real danger, except we realize its power sociologically. And therefore, they can push our buttons to make us think in particular ways, to buy certain products, to act in a particular way. Sometimes we have those things, and we have an inner anxiety. And anxiety is kind of a fear of the unknown. It's not that we're sure something's going to happen. It's not necessarily that it's targeted at one particular thing. But we are not sure what's going to happen, and that makes us very anxious. There's a great deal of free-floating anxiety in a world today where we experience the kind of chaos that's going on. And I want to say one more, because this is kind of the fear that drives most everything else. The greatest fear that we have is the fear of death. Now, some folks would say, no, that's actually, some folks fear public speaking more than they fear death. They would rather die than to have to say something in public. But the reality is that the basis of that is that this is existentially at the very core of who we are. And the idea or the notion that we will not exist affects us in more ways than we can imagine. So we have these external fears, we have internal fears, we have eternal fears about what's going on, what might happen. All of that leads us to respond in some form or fashion. And sometimes it leads us to a sense of, I would say, cowardice. We are driven by those fears, and we act out on those. Now, we tend to think of courage as being the opposite of fear. Bravely facing up to whatever it is. Well, there is a degree of that. I want us to look and think about a particular story in the Christian scriptures, and it comes to us from Matthew 14. I'm going to just briefly recount some of that to you. In that chapter, Jesus has gone through an incredible day. In the very first part of that, he learns that John the Baptist has been beheaded. His cousin, his friend, they've had a spiritual connection, and he is now gone. Jesus has fed the multitudes, dealt with their lack of food, provision, resources, their concerns. And he gets to the end of the day, and he sends the disciples away. Basically, he tells them, you all go get in the boat and head out, and I will catch up to you later. And he's also dismissed the crowd. He goes off to himself to pray. Think about that day. It's very unsettling. he sends the disciples out. Several of the disciples were fishermen. They were accustomed to being on the water. They were accustomed to sailing. But this particular night, it says they encounter strong winds. There are strong waves. They're in the dark all night long fighting against these natural elements, the same ones we've already said. Those things elicit a fear in us to begin with. And then it says, and early in the morning, after they've been struggling all night long, it says Jesus came walking towards them on the water. And they were terrified. Terrified. They're afraid. It's like, gee, now we have dealt with all this and we have to put up with ghosts? My gosh. Out of that, there was a line that struck me from a song by Gordon Lightfoot where he talks about the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. And there's a beautiful line in there, a powerful line, that I think kind of captures their mindset at this moment. Does anyone know where the love of God goes when the waves turn the minutes to hours? I think that's where they are. They believe themselves to be imminently in the hand of death when Jesus comes towards them. And it says they're terrified, and it says that they basically screamed in fear. Now, I'm going to spend some time because Jesus says three things to them in this encounter. Three things he says to them. The first is, be encouraged. Not exactly what they're ready for, I don't think. The second thing he says, it is me, or it is I. And the third thing he says is, do not be afraid. And I want to look at each one of those statements for just a moment. The first one, because he says, be encouraged. What comes to mind when you hear that? I mean, there is this kind of notion of, chin up, take heart, get a hold of yourselves. And to some extent, that may be true. I mean, he's trying to offer some word, some positive word into the midst of this dark and dire situation that addresses them. And the notion for them to take courage. This is actually the word in the Greek is not very common in the New Testament. We don't hear it very often. But it is this notion for you to be encouraged. Kind of get a hold of things. He says, and this is a place where the English translations always fall short. Because what he says in the Greek, he says, ego eimi, which is literally, I am. Now, to the folks sitting there in the boat hearing this, I am, saying I am, that's the same word, that's the same title that's used in the Old Testament, in the Hebrew scriptures, for the name of God. This is the name God reveals to Moses. This is the name reserved for theophanies, where God's presence is known in a strong and powerful way. This is the word and the phrase that Jesus will use in the Gospel of John when he is saying, I am the bread of life. I am the light of the world. I am the life and the truth and the way. I am the resurrection. Using that particular phrase introduces an awareness of the presence of God in a way we miss sometimes. It wasn't him just saying, yo, it's me. No, it's more than that. And then he says, be not afraid. Do not let your fear direct you or control you. All of those are powerful statements. We could go on to where Peter says, well, if it's you, let me come on out there, walk on the water, the parts of the story that are there. But I want us to remember and think about this thing. What Jesus introduces to them in that moment is a sense of encouragement, a sense of the presence of God, a sense that they are not alone. That's part of why they should not be afraid. Jesus makes the difference there. Now I'm going to go back to the Wizard of Oz for a second. Because after the flying monkeys and a bucket of water and a melting witch, and we got the broomstick and we go back and all these kinds of things, all of her companions have needed something they thought they did not have. The Scarecrow needed a brain. The Tin Man needed a heart. The Lion needed courage. And part of what they're told at that point in time is, well, you already had that. Look, here's a diploma. You're smart. Here's a ticking heart. You got heart. Here's courage. You got a medal. Now you've got courage. But part of it was this. All of them together in this journey need to be there to encourage one another if they're to succeed. In some sense, what we do is we encourage one another in this journey. This is part of the Christian perspective. It's not that all of a sudden there are no waves, there are no winds, there are no troubles, there are no obstacles. But it is true that now you are not facing them alone. Christ said, I'll never leave you, I will never forsake you. Christ said, whatever you're going through, I am there with you until the end. Sometimes our courage is a matter of shared support and assured acceptance and this vital, sustaining companionship that we have offered to us through Jesus Christ. Be encouraged. God is with you. Do not be afraid.
Thank you, Daniel. Amazing as build. Leslie, thank you. It's always a joy to hear your voice and see your face. Thanks for being a part of this with us. Shout out to Philip Lupo and the team at PL Theatrical, taking the crazy and making it amazing. Thank you, Philip, for all that you do. If you need help, hit that website below and he will take care of you. It's just amazing. Past services and Sunday morning dings are available at the People of Diversity Facebook group, Facebook page, and the YouTube channel. If you'll hit the notifications and the subscribe and all the things that you're supposed to do on YouTube, you'll get a little ding. If you join the People of Diversity group or page, you'll get a little ding at around 10:30 on Sunday morning to remind you that we're about to start. So if you want to do that, please do. We will, of course, hit the OK button. But here's the other piece. They're only holding these live events because we publish as a live event, they only hold those live Facebook pieces for 30 days now. If it's been 30 days since the airing of the talk that you want to see, the only place you'll be able to find it is on YouTube. That's People of Diversity YouTube channel. We've got over 200 services there, and you can cross-check those by the playlists, by faith or by topic, and dive right into to whatever you might want to study or go back and just review. Lastly, there's a second broadcast every Sunday. It's on Facebook only. It's at 5:45. If you are a member of the Facebook group or the Facebook page, you'll get a little ding at 5:30 to say, come join us. We're about to start this thing. And that's all I know.
2 Monday nights a month, the first and the last Monday, we do live events at the Unitarian Universalist Friendship Fellowship in Rockledge, Florida. Tomorrow night, we are having a summer solstice celebration with our shaman representative, Jerry Nedesheim and Scott. We'll be putting that together for us. They've done this before. It's always really inspiring and a lot of fun. So come out for that. That is Love Offering. It starts at 7 o'clock. So show up a few minutes early. Our next live event is going to be really interesting and cool. July 7th, which is the first Monday of July. July 7th, Kim Ballou, who many of you may know. She's a very well-known musician in the New Thought community. And she is going to be doing a concert from 7 to 9 at the UU Church in Rockledge. But before the concert, she's going to facilitate a workshop from 4 o'clock until 6 o'clock that afternoon. And the workshop is called Bringing Your Community into the 21st Century. So whether you're a community leader or a community member, this workshop will benefit all of us and help our communities grow. So she sent me some things about what she's planning on doing in that. It's going to be a lot of heartfelt conversation. She's got some prompts. We're going to do a ceremony to release what isn't serving our community and vision what we want to bring in. So it's going to be really, really cool. So 4 to 6 on Monday, July 7th. Bring a little snack to have between the workshop and the concert. This concert will start at 7. So bring a little snack and we'll all sit around and chat. And it's going to be a really, really good afternoon and evening. So join us for that. If you or your business would like to sponsor one of our live events, it's $50 for us to pay the rent at the UU. It's an amazing venue for pretty much everything that we've done. So if you would like to sponsor that, if you come to the event, you can have the microphone for a couple of minutes before we start and just speak out about your business, or if you'd like to bring business cards, whatever you'd like to do along those realms. If you want to remain anonymous, that's great too. We can deal with that. So like I said, it's $50 to sponsor an event there, and we appreciate that very much. So you're up.
We are now highlighting states instead of countries around the world, states within this country. We are on Kansas. Warning. Dad joke coming. My wife shared this with me before we started today. There have been more meteorites found in Kansas than any other state. Must be why it's so flat. Dad jokes. She loves them. Let's hold the people of Kansas in our heart and say these words together. May peace prevail in Kansas. May peace prevail on earth. May peace prevail in me. And in all dad jokes.
Thank you.
All right, next week we continue our series on courage with our Wiccan representative, Oracle, and coming to us directly out of Southern Ontario, Mr. Victor Morgado. Been my friend for about 40 years. Just an amazing, amazing man in community. I really love that man. Tithes, donations, offerings, whatever word works for you and helps you help us. You can do that at www.peopleofdiversity.org. And we are grateful for all that comes through in and around us. If you would help us wrap this up with a healing circle, bring to your mind's eye anyone in your world that needs healing, help, support, just being seen perhaps. Put them in that circle. Let's throw in there the people who are trying to run the planet in a good way, and let's send love and light out to all of them. And don't forget to put yourself in the circle and soak some of that up yourself. Let's listen to this song and visualize together, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.
One power, one power, one power, one power, one power, one power. There's one power invisible, and you see it everywhere and every day. One power indescribable, and you speak of it with every word you say. Mysterious until you know the truth, as simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angels' wings or heaven's door. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of the love.